Once in survival mode, your brain is going to be screaming a million things at you at once. How do you maintain your cool while navigating a bug-out situation or just getting lost on a walk? Listen to hear the 6 survival skills every solo woman needs. Hi, I'm the Urban Lady Prepper. I help single moms and solo women with practical emergency preparedness. But of course, all are welcome to be better prepared for whatever happens next. Imagine this. The wind flips, your map's a soggy, useless tissue in your pocket, and your phone screen is dark. It's nothing but a pricey, dead-weight flashlight. That cold knot of panic starts to tighten in your stomach. It's a feeling that can be paralyzing. But then, through the rising fear, you remembered you'd packed something far more valuable than extra protein bars. You packed a plan, and you have knowledge. These aren't just abstract theories from a book. These are the 6 core skills that took me from a moment of pure uh-oh and turned it into a situation that was all good. These are the tricks I personally had to test on one starry, slightly spooky night alone in the ponds, and they're the skills that will empower you to do the same. So take a deep breath. We're going to turn that fear into fuel. It's a perfect solo hike. Golden hours painting the trees and birds are riffing their evening song, and you have the entire trail to yourself. It's bliss, until it isn't. Suddenly, you're staring at 2 unmarked forks in the path, and your phone shows 0 signal bars. Your heart starts to pound. It's a scenario that happens more often than you think. In fact, a staggering 70% of search and rescue calls for solo hikers happen within just 5 miles of the parking lot. That tells you that mileage alone won't save you. It's not about how far you've walked, but what you know. Your gear is important, but your know-how is what truly gets you home. So stick around for the next few minutes. By the time this is over, you'll be equipped to trade those nervous jitters for a solid swagger of confidence, long before the next episode on your playlist even has a chance to autoplay. Skill 1 is knowing the rule of 3s. Once in survival mode, your brain is going to be screaming a million things at you at once. You need a way to cut through the noise and prioritize. The rule of 3s is your instant mental checklist. It's grim, but it's the most effective to-do list you'll ever have when things go sideways. The rule goes like this. You can survive for 3 minutes without breathable air, 3 hours without shelter in extreme conditions, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. It isn't just a catchy phrase. It's your roadmap to staying alive. Think of it as a triage system for your own survival. What does it mean in practice? Breathe first. Always make sure you can breathe. Then your absolute next priority is shelter. Forget about water, forget about food. Hypothermia can set in within an hour, making shelter your most immediate need to protect your body from the elements. Once you're sheltered, you can focus on water. Only after you've secured a safe place and a source of hydration should you even begin to think about food. So the order is non-negotiable. Breathe first, build your roof second, find a safe sip third, and think about a snack last. Any other order of operations is just procrastination and a fleece jacket. The next time you lace up your boots for a hike or put in a position where you have to bug out into the wild, say it loud. Air, shelter, water, food. Drilling this order into your memory helps keep your brain from tapping out from panic when you need it most. It gives you purpose and a clear, sequential plan. Skill 2, being able to create a shelter fast. When the temperature drops, the ground becomes a massive heat sink, stealing your body warmth faster than the cold air around you. Your mission is to get yourself off the cold ground and out of the wind as quickly as possible. Don't wander for miles looking for the perfect spot. Good enough is perfect. First, find your location. Look for 2 sturdy trees about a shoulder width apart. This will be the frame for your shelter. Critically, position your shelter so that your back is to the wind, creating a natural windbreak. And always park yourself downhill from any large dead trees or loose branches, what experienced woodmen call widowmakers, that could go timber in the middle of the night. Next, insulation. This is the most important part. Rake up a massive pile of dry leaves, ferns, pine needles, anything loose and fluffy you can find. You need a minimum of 8 inches of compressed bedding between your body and the ground. The ground is a bigger thief of your body heat than the air, so this mattress is your #1 defense against the cold. Now, roof. Find a long, sturdy branch to serve as your ridgepole and lay it across the two trees. Then, lean shorter, stout branches against the ridgepole at a steep 45-degree angle. You're essentially shingling a tiny primitive A-frame cabin. Once your frame is up, start cramming it with more debris. Pack every available inch with leaves, moss, and pine boughs until you can't see any daylight through the walls. A half an hour of focused hard work stuffing your shelter now equals 8 hours of not shivering later. That's simple survival math. Even I'll do. Skill 3 is fire without the fuss. Fire is more than just warmth. It's a psychological boost, a signal, a way to purify water, and a predator deterrent. But you can't afford to fuss with it. You need a reliable method. First, find your tinder. Forget about trying to light damp leaves. Scrape the paper-thin inner bark off a down birch or cedar tree. You want a fluffy handful of this material as it will catch a spark even after a light drizzle. Other excellent natural tinders include cattail fluff and the resin-soaked heartwood of a pine stump, also known as fatwood. Next, create your spark. A ferrocerium rod, or ferro rod, is your best friend here. It's not a lighter. It throws a shower of incredibly hot sparks in any weather. Angle your ferro rod at about 45 degrees into your tinder bundle. Now, take a sharp 90-degree spine of your knife and press it firmly against the rod. With a quick, forceful flick of your wrist, scrape the knife down the rod, directing the fireworks of molten metal right into your tinder. If you don't have a ferro rod or magnesium stick, always be sure to have a lighter or waterproof matches in your backpack. Don't get ambitious. Your first fire should be a tiny teepee of twigs no taller than your fist. An ego doesn't burn, but small, dry twigs do. Gently blow at the base of your ember in the tinder bundle until it ignites into a small flame. Then nurture it. Feed it the smallest, driest twigs you have. When it starts to crackle like Rice Krispies, you can gradually graduate to thumb-sized sticks. The pride of starting a fire with one match is cute for Instagram, but the life-saving skill of one spark reliability is what makes you a queen out here. Skill 4 is water wisdom. Dehydration is a sneaky enemy. It drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and can incapacitate you within a couple of days. So, how do you find water? Let nature be your guide. Mosquitoes, as annoying as they are tiny buzzing GPS units. Their presence, especially around dusk, almost guarantees that a stagnant water source is within a couple of 100 feet. Listen for their buzz and follow the sound. Certain plants are also giant green signposts for water. Cattails and willows are the most reliable indicators. They love having wet feet and will only grow where there is a consistent source of water nearby, either on the surface or just below it. Follow a line of these plants downhill and you'll likely find a trickle, a seep, or a stream. Once you've located your water source, you need to make it safe. Even the clearest water mountain stream can be teeming with invisible bacteria and parasites. First, pre-filter the water. Lay a bandana or a piece of your shirt over the mouth of your water bottle as you fill it. This will strain out sediment, insect larvae, and other floaties. No one needs extra protein-rich wigglers in their drink. But filtering is not purifying. To kill the microscopic threats, and you don't have a personal portable filtration device like a life straw, you must either treat it or boil it. Pop in a chemical purification tablet and wait the required time. If you don't have tabs, boiling is your best bet. Bring the water to a rolling boil for at least 1 full minute. If you're at a high elevation, over 6,500 feet, you'll need to boil it for 3 full minutes. Remember, clear does not mean clean. Giardia is an invisible intestinal parasite that is utterly unforgettable, and trust me, that's not something you want to experience. Skill 5. Signal like you mean it. If you're lost, your job is to stay put and make it easy for rescuers to find you. You need to signal, and you need to do it in a way that's universally understood as a call for help. The number 1 rule of signaling is the rule of threes. 3 is the international signal for distress. That means 3 loud whistle blasts in a row. Or 3 fires laid out in a large triangle. Or 3 fires laid out in a large triangle. Or 3 flashes from a mirror. This pattern communicates, "I need help," to anyone who sees or hears it. If you're using fires to signal, space them in a clear, equilateral triangle at least 10 feet apart. This ensures that a pilot flying overhead recognizes it as an intentional, man-made signal for help, not just a single campfire for roasting weenies. A tiny polished piece of metal can be your most powerful daytime tool. You don't need a fancy signal mirror. The polished bottom of a soda can, a credit card, or even your knife blade can work. The trick is aiming it. Hold the reflector near your eye and make a V with your other hand. Extend that arm and frame your target, a distant plane or a search party, within the V. And then bounce the sun's reflection from the mirror onto your V, and you'll know you're hitting your target. It throws a sun signal like a tiny, powerful disco ball that can be seen for miles. If you hear an engine from a plane or a helicopter, don't just stand there. Movement beats color every single time. Lie down in an open area and wave both of your arms and legs to create a large Y shape for, yes, I need help. Then, the most important part, stay parked. Once you start signaling, do not move from that location. Wandering turns a simple needle hunt into a frustrating haystack fiasco for your rescuers. Skill number 6 is the self-defense mindset. Survival isn't just about your physical skills, it's about your mindset. Your confidence, or lack thereof, sends a powerful signal. Walk like you know where you're going, like you've got a cozy cabin waiting for you just around the bend, even if you feel cosmically lost. Confidence is cheap and effective camouflage. Projecting purpose makes you look less like a victim and more like someone who belongs. This applies to your tools as well. Keep your knife in your pocket or easily accessible on your belt, not buried at the bottom of your pack. In an emergency, 2-second access beats 2 minutes of frantically digging and saying, "It's in here somewhere." If you meet a 4-legged predator like a coyote or a black bear, your goal is to show them you're not prey. Never run. Stand your ground, make yourself look as large as possible by raising your jacket or trekking poles over your head, and back away slowly, speaking at a low, firm voice. They almost always want a drama-free exit, and a large, loud, and non-threatening human is not worth the trouble. And avoid eye contact as much as possible. You don't want to take the chance of challenging them. 2-legged weirdos, on the other hand, often rely on the element of surprise and silence. If someone makes you uncomfortable, shatter that silence immediately. Make eye contact and greet them in a loud, clear, assertive voice. "Hello! Nice day." Predators, human or otherwise, hate auditions. They want an easy target, not someone who draws attention and looks ready for a confrontation. Your voice is your built-in bear spray. Project it. Don't plead. The woods echo authority, so make sure that authority is yours. If that feeling of fear just flipped to a feeling of, "Let's try this," then follow me. Smash that like and subscribe button because I want you to be part of this community of capable, competent women. Tell me in the comments which one of these skills you're going to road test next weekend. Are you going to try building a tiny debris hut or practice making a one-spark fire on your next hike? Practicing these skills will make using them for real a lot easier. I have so many more solo hacks and confidence-building tips headed your way because my goal is to get you ready and equipped for every possible misadventure life may throw at you. So imagine it again. Night is settled, but this time you're not afraid. A small, disciplined fire purrs beside you. The shelter you built with your own hands hugs your back, protecting you from the wind. And the water you collected and purified yourself tastes like pure victory. Being out here alone isn't about proving anything to anyone else. It's about proving to yourself that the power, the capability, and the strength was in your pocket and in your mind the whole time. It was always there. So it doesn't matter if it's a hike gone wrong or a bug-out situation with the kids. The calm you will feel with having things under control will make any situation easier to deal with. Pack these tricks in your brain, pack a sense of calm in your heart, and you'll find that trail starts to feel just like home, only with much, much better stars. Thanks for listening, and be safe out there. Until next time, this is the Urban Lady Prepper signing off. I'm sure I've given you some things to think about as you go through the upcoming week. Has this episode resonated with you? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to click the link in the podcast description to get your free Essential Prepper checklist. While there, get one of my cool designs on a shirt, hat, mug, and more at my Redbubble store. Or you can always buy me a coffee or get a Jace case for your emergency medical needs. It helps support what I do, and I really appreciate it. Join me on the socials, especially on YouTube, where I'll be uploading videos for my blogs from urbanladyprepper.com. I appreciate your time with me. Stay safe, stay sharp, and be ready.